What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about TellTale Games and how it closed, and my experience with TellTale Games, and uh, you know whether or not I liked them or not. And to be honest, it's kind of a so-so. My first real thing with TellTale Games was with Minecraft Story Mode because I had brothers and they were really into Minecraft. Uh, I never got into it, so next thing we know, we got this Minecraft story based game. Uh, and so I'm like, might as well check it out. I'm bored. Uh, I eventually end up finding my way to uh, using the PlayStation Now service or something like that. It's the subscription thing that lets you stream games to the PS4. Uh, so I used that, and then I found out that Telltale had their own section, like of all their games. Uh, so I found out that they had The Walking Dead, which at the time I was always interested in the series, but I never really knew anything about it. And long story short, that uh, Telltale's Walking Dead season one did take me on a ride. So, and goddamn, wasn't it an enjoyable ride? Interestingly enough, season two was also on there, but for some reason, uh, they were charging money for for episodes 2 through 5 on Walking Dead season two, and I'm like, all right, fuck that. I'm already giving money uh so much money a month for this service. Why the fuck are you charging me uh for for this? It was fucking bullshit. So of course I just played episode one, and then I just stopped. Uh, so that's kind of a. And I also played The Wolf Within, or whatever, The Wolf Among Us, or something like that. I can't really remember what it was. That was an interesting game. Uh, and after that, I pretty much like stopped, and that was because a lot of the IPs they were putting out, I wasn't all that interested in. The closest one that I was interested in was Batman. And on top of that, another big problem with Telltale's games was the fact that there were just so many of them at the end of the day. Because I was watching Jim Sterling's video, and he he just dropped all the games that had been out since Walking Dead season one, and I'm like, wait a minute, I all that came out, and I'm like, what the fuck? So that was like a big thing with that. They did like inflate the market. It's like what was that company that sued tried to sue? Well, actually, did sue Jim Sterling. Digital Homicide, I think. Uh, where they just pooped out like a game a week. Now, of course, Telltale wasn't pooping out a game a week, but but damn, they were popping out games. Uh, and that's what I think one of the downfall is. As a lot of people have put out, like the Walking Dead season one had like a magic to it, and then they just didn't change the formula at all. So they just so got used to seeing the same damn trick. Now, keep in mind, I do think the tricks were good, but they didn't. Uh, but there comes a point where they're like, yeah, like we know where this is gonna go. You guys need to spice it up. Uh, Now, aside from this, like now, uh, upwards of 250 people are now jobless, which is a shame because I really do believe that Telltale had like a bunch of good uh, had a bunch of potential. Uh, Like one of the projects that I would have always loved to have seen from Telltale was a Final Fantasy Dissidia type thing, where they had a bunch of Final Fantasy characters and just have a story based thing. Basically Dissidia, but it's like actual going hard on the story, and maybe even going their own way about it. Because I really do think that would have been interesting. Uh, I've also kind of would have liked to see some other superhero stuff like I right off the top of my head I'm thinking Green Arrow. Uh, I'm also thinking Superman might have also been interesting. But uh, maybe Wonder Woman. But they had a lot of potential for uh, for some good stories, and especially considering that they just love to just pick up licenses and uh, just just run them. And that was a big appeal of the company when I was actually in on it. But eventually, just I did end up just dropping out. But interestingly enough, uh, another weird thing is that because they're closing, they're they're canceling pretty much all their products. Interestingly enough, Walking Dead final season episode 2. Damn, that's a mouthful. Uh, that's going to be coming out later this week if it's not already out. I don't have the game, so I don't know. But there's supposed to be season or episode 3 and 4 of that, and that's not going to be coming out. So if you did buy the season pass, it does seem you are SOL shit out of luck. So uh, while I'm like, oh crap, you spent all your money on something that didn't return anything, I'm like, yeah, like you shouldn't really do season passes anyway. It's kind of like, and especially when in hindsight, where everyone has pointed out that it was very public that that Telltale Games were struggling, so you shouldn't really even get pre-orders and season passes out. Shouldn't buy all that stuff from a company on shaky ground to begin with. That is something that I have seen pointed out, which I can't say I blame anyone for thinking that because, well, that's kind of a logical way to put it. On a final note, I will say that I do hope that the families of those affected and the people that were affected, actually, that were fired, I do wish them all the best of luck. And as Rich of Review Tech has put it, the games industry is a very competitive market. I don't think that's deniable. So so hopefully they can move on from this, and especially since they aren't being given any severance pay, which has got to be a pain in the ass. So yeah, see you guys. Do you agree? Not agree? Just want to tell me to fuck off? Go ahead.